You're listening to Matchmaker Matchmaker, Find Me a Love That Lasts, written by Aleeza Ben Shalom, narrated by Aleeza Ben Shalom, audio production by Book Buddy Media. Dedication to my mom who taught me everything I know about unconditional love. Introduction. Chances are you've picked up this book because you're searching for someone to spend the rest of your life with, but something isn't quite clicking. You thought true love was supposed to happen naturally, so why hasn't your partner shown up yet? Maybe you're on the apps, but finding that things fizzle after a couple of dates. Maybe you're too overwhelmed to even start putting yourself out there. Maybe no one seems to meet your criteria. Maybe you're starting to suspect self-sabotage. If any of this rings a bell, you've probably been stuck in this pattern for long enough that either you're starting to lose hope or you feel like you're going crazy. Why is this so hard? I need you to take a deep breath. Let it out. Repeat. It doesn't have to be this hard. Don't get me wrong. It will require effort on your part, but let's make sure that the effort steers you in the right direction, away from the endless cycle. That's where I come in. I'm Aleeza Ben Shalom. You might know me from Netflix's Jewish matchmaking, but rest assured, the insights in this book apply to everyone, regardless of your background or religion. This book isn't just a roadmap to finding the one. It's about self-discovery, understanding what truly matters in a match, and learning how to cultivate a relationship that stands the test of time. Together, we're going to cut through the distraction and overthinking, step out of fantasy land and kick destructive habits to the curb, help you get clear on what you want in a partner, teach you to recognize those qualities when they're right in front of you. All you have to do is keep an open mind, put effort into the connections you're making, and let time do its work. No matter what your dating challenges are, and trust me, we're going to dive into all of it, this approach will teach you plenty about the people you date, and even more about yourself. The journey to lasting love is less about finding the perfect person and more about creating the perfect partnership. And it begins now. Onward. Chapter 1. Date 'em till you hate 'em. Dana is a child of the 90s. She came of age wearing biker shorts, swapping slap bracelets, and watching Full House. She was a born romantic, thanks in part to the Disney movies that taught her everything she knew about love. Her personal favorite was The Little Mermaid, which she watched every day after school. There was something about seeing Ariel risk it all, voice and legs included, to win the dashing Prince Eric that made Dana's heart flutter. In her mind, it was the perfect romance. Mermaid sees gorgeous prince and falls instantly in love. Mermaid saves Eric from drowning and then sings to his unconscious body. Eric awakens to see Mermaid and falls in love right back. Despite King Triton's disapproval and Ursula's scheming, Ariel triumphs, becomes permanently human, and gets her man. True love conquers all. The fact that the couple did not actually exchange a word until the end of the story was of no concern to Dana. It was clear to her that once you found your person, all the pesky details would work themselves out. When you know, she'd say, dreaming of a prince of her own. Fast forward 25 years to find Dana in my office. Now she's 32 and a hotshot lawyer living in the Upper West Side. She's independent, intelligent, beautiful, a real catch, but she's still waiting for her prince to show up. I need my husband to be successful in his own right, or else he'll resent me, she says. Has that been the case with your other relationships? I asked. Understanding my client's dating history is essential in my line of work. Your partners were less successful? Actually, my last two were more successful than me, but still ended up resenting my long hours, she sighs. If I have any hope of finding my person, he needs to be able to relate to my work schedule. Although, maybe not even then. Sometimes I feel like I'll have to choose, Keep my career or fall in love. You don't think it's possible to have both? I think for love, maybe you have to sacrifice everything. Like Ariel, Dana sees two worlds that exist in opposition to each other. It's work versus love, and she can only choose one. It's no wonder she can't find a partner. She's looking for a specific set of circumstances rather than a person. Under the assumption that only high-powered, ambitious, and successful men will understand her, Dana rules out literally thousands of candidates who might be a better match. The happily ever after she thinks she's supposed to choose looks nothing like the one she actually wants, so she ends up with neither. The reason Dana can't make a relationship last is that she doesn't know how to have one in the first place. She isn't to blame for this. Dana, like most of society, has internalized the idea that finding love is an almost magical event that's orchestrated by forces beyond your control. Someday your prince will come, and you'll know it's him because he'll check every box on your list. The connection is instantaneous, as is the knowledge that this is your one and forever person. With no effort, and in some cases no conversation, all falls into place. While it's true that, as a society, we're coming around to the idea that maintaining a relationship requires hard work on our part, we still hold on to the notion that meeting someone should be effortless, kismet, without any hitches. I call this Disney dating. I get the appeal, I really do. Who doesn't want a simple, picture-perfect origin love story? Even I can't resist that moment when Aladdin melts at the first sight of Jasmine in the marketplace. But from my experience, and I've seen this happen hundreds of times, if you date like a two-dimensional character, you're going to have a two-dimensional relationship. In a three-dimensional world, it's no wonder that millions of Disney daters find themselves unfulfilled, frustrated, and ultimately alone. If Dana wants to find real love, she has to kick Disney dating to the curb. Her first assignment, revise her definition of when you know you know. Thus far, when you know, has been her romantic barometer, and it hasn't served her well. Why? Because it's a cop-out. When you know is another way of saying, my only job is to recognize my person when they magically show up. This philosophy absolves people of responsibility. It excuses them from effort, and it tricks them into mistaking physical attraction for love. This is as far as Dana, and most people, have ever gotten. Imagine that you wanted a promotion at work. Would you sit and wait for your boss to hand it over to you? No way! You'd show up early, you'd leave late, you'd take on extra projects, and beat all your deadlines. You wouldn't rest until that promotion was yours. In other words, you'd work for it. Why shouldn't the same go for finding your person? Love is not always something that just happens. It can be cultivated intentionally, like a good habit. This may sound unsexy compared to a whirlwind, love at first sight moment, but the results have the potential to last much longer than a 90-minute movie. Not only that, but the sustained, concentrated effort of building a relationship puts a whole different spin on when you know, because you will know for real whether or not this person is for you. So how do I do it? Says Dana. I smile. I thought you'd never ask. Dating from a new angle. Dana is at a critical juncture in her dating journey. She's failed at love enough times that she's willing to try something radically different. This is my favorite place to start. I agree to advise her with the next person she meets through a dating app, but only if she does things my way. First, she's going to select somebody who doesn't fit her usual mold. Profession is irrelevant. Instead, I want Dana to pick someone whose profile makes her smile. Once she's found a good candidate, she has one job. Date 'em till you hate 'em. Like, hate 'em? Says Dana. No, of course not, I reply with a chuckle. That's just to get your attention. What I really mean is that you will continue dating this person no matter what, until you are 100% sure they are not for you and never will be. But how will I know if I'm sure? Oh, if I had $1 for every time I was asked this question, I'd cruise to Cyprus with my family on our...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?